So today I wanted to talk a little bit about how friction is a skill issue and what it means when you're trying to do something new, when you're attempting a new skill or whatever the case, and you feel a lot of friction. Friction meaning that it's hard to continue doing the thing, right? Let's use an example. I use this example a lot, but when you want to learn how to draw, when you want to learn how to play music, whatever the case may be, what happens a lot of the time is you'll run into an obstacle very quickly, actually. You'll run into an obstacle that you just have never encountered before, right? You'll run into a problem that prevents you, or at least you think prevents you, from getting better. Using art as a specific example, I remember one of the first times when I first formally learned how to like even just draw a circle, right? Like how to the way to hold my pencil, the way to kind of approach, mark making is extremely difficult. And if you're following along from an instructor, the instructor, it looks like it's very easy to them. It looks very frictionless. They make it look easy. So when you try it, you're like, oh, let me try that. Okay. You go and then it's difficult, right? The reason why it's difficult is because you're not skilled enough yet. You're not even close to skilled enough yet. It's literally the first time you're putting pencil to paper or pen to paper. But a lot of the times when we're starting new things, especially things that we really attach a lot of emotional weight to. So for example, a skill that you've always wanted to learn, but you've been putting it off for years, right? Again, same thing for me. Wanted to learn how to draw. I wanted to learn how to play music or learn how to play another instrument. I played drums as a kid, but I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I wanted to learn how to play keyboard, whatever. When you're starting something new that you really, really care about, that you like a lot, you've attached a lot of emotional value to, when you first start, you're obviously not going to be good, but it hurts extra because you put all these expectations on it, right? Like you want to be very good and you want to be very good very quickly. You kind of want you want to believe like, oh, I'm a prodigy, I'm a this. You have all these feelings about what you're starting, and you feel like, and as soon as you encounter a challenge, it's tough to keep going, right? It sucks to keep going because it's very, very difficult to start. To get good at anything requires, I say this all the time, requires a ridiculous amount of repetitions. But because you've attached that emotional value to the thing that you want to get good at, friction exists, right? Friction starts to come there. And so you can think of friction as, let's say you're doing it, we'll use like a car as an example. When the rubber meets the road for the tire, it's more or less frictionless, right? Because a car can just keep going, keep rolling. But let's say you encounter a road and a very bumpy road, right? And it's sort of, the road basically slows your car down, right? Your car starts to come to a grinding halt, right? That's what friction really is, right? That's the literal version of friction, but there's a mental friction when you start anything new, a skill, and you have a ton of emotional value attached to it, and you're not good immediately. There are some things that, because of carryover from your life experiences, that you probably will be immediately good at, right? Like, for example, if you have already played a horn instrument, playing another horn instrument, like you played a horn instrument for years, say saxophone, when you go play trombone, it's the carryover is going to be a lot there, right? It's probably going to be a little less. There's going to be some concepts there that are going to have friction, that are going to be difficult for you, but it's not going to be nearly as difficult as somebody who has never played a horn instrument in their life, let alone someone who's never played an actual instrument in their life. So the friction so all that is to say, friction, I believe, is just a skill issue. And in this context, in the context of learning new things, in the context of skill development, in the context of getting better at something, friction is nothing more than a skill issue. And that should really alleviate any kind of negative thinking you have around towards learning something new, because it's obvious, like, you suck at first, you're not going to be good, and you don't have any entitlement to be good to start, right? There is no entitlement, right? There's no free lunch here. You're not entitled to being good. You have to be bad before you're good. And so the way to eliminate friction with that is, yes, it is to get good, but it is also to eliminate the emotional weight that you attach to that, because the friction, that's really where the friction comes from. Yes, it is a skill issue, but the friction is the emotional attachment to your lack of skill, and you need to get rid of that. And the way to get rid of that is to reframe how you think about skill acquisition. It is to reframe how you think about getting good at anything. It is to accept, hey, right now, I'm just not good. I'm just not where I want to be. I have a ways to go, but I will make progress if I just keep going and if I just keep getting better. And that's really all it is. That's really all it takes, is you just have to continue to kind of double down or triple down on whatever process that you've developed to get better. Of course, you need a process, but if you don't have one, it's okay. You can just develop one, right? You just keep doing the things. You spend enough time doing something, then you take a step back and say, all right, well, how far have I come, right? You just compare yourself from the beginning to where you are now. And that is kind of how you eliminate the friction, right? That's how you eliminate friction over time. It's not going to be an overnight kind of thing, right? It is, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of reps. That word again, reps. You need to get reps all the time, but you will build skill and you will get better. You just have to sort of submit to the process. I know it's a bit cliche, but you really do have to just trust the process, and the friction will get eliminated, right? Your tires will have better traction. Your vehicle will have better traction. You will get better over time. You just need to accept that where you are is where you are right now, and it's okay. Just eliminate the negative emotions about being bad, and friction will disappear. That's it for today.